6:45 a.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news, edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Mario Vijayavardhana. The headlines. Schools in the Hatton and Nuwara education zones will resume education activities as usual from today. The 73rd Upasampada process of the Sri Lanka Ramanya Nikaya chapter will be observed under state patronage from the 21st of July to the 27th. At least 9 killed and over 20 injured after a bus topples into a river at Manampitiya. The President will make an official visit to India on Thursday. The Port Access Elevated Highway project expected to be completed in September 2024. The IGP, C.D. Wickramaratne, granted another 3-month service extension. A request to return coat of arms with archaeological value lost during protests. In news overseas, Joe Biden lands in the UK to meet Sunak amid concern over Ukraine cluster bombs. In sports news, the ICC World Cup qualifier, Sri Lanka beats the Netherlands in the finals. At least 9 passengers were reported dead and more than 20 persons injured after a bus from Polonnaruwa to Kathankudi collided on the Kotalia bridge at Manampitiya and toppled into the river. The police said the injured are being admitted to the Polonnaruwa and Manampitiya hospitals. The President is scheduled to make an official visit to India on Thursday. This is the first time the President is travelling to India after taking office. The President is expected to meet the Indian Premier Narendra Modi and will hold bilateral talks on many subjects including financial, technical, technology, education, agriculture and fishing support. Meanwhile, the Indian Foreign Secretary Vinay Mohan Kwatra will make a short visit to Sri Lanka this week. This visit will also focus on the necessary preparatory activities for the President's New Delhi tour this week. Schools which were closed in Nuwara and Hatton in the education zones due to inclement weather conditions will resume their education activities as usual from today. The Governor of the Central Province, Lalith U. Gamage, says the decision was taken earlier to protect the children from the disaster situations. The students were able to attend tuition classes free of charge to cover the syllabus during the time of closure. Teachers of the relevant schools made arrangements for the students to follow these extra classes. The 73rd Upasampada process of the Sri Lanka Ramanya Nikaya chapter will be observed under the state patronage from the 21st to the 27th of this month. This religious ceremony is held once in 2 years. This time the ceremony will be held in Mathale at the Purijavela Sri Sanghbodhi Pirivena premises. President Ranil Wickremesinghe has granted C.D. Wickramaratne another service extension as the Inspector General of Police, the Public Security Ministry says. Accordingly, IGP Wickramaratne has been granted a 3-month service extension from today as the police chief, subject to the approval of the Constitutional Council according to the President's Media Division. A special meeting took place between the President and the Public Security Minister to decide on appointing a new Inspector General of Police due to impending retirement of Wickramaratne. Meanwhile, President Wickremesinghe had reportedly tasked Minister Alice with deciding whether former IGP C.D. Wickramaratne should be given another tenure extension or an acting IGP should be appointed. Mr. Wickramaratne was initially supposed to retire from police service on the 26th of March. However, President Wickremesinghe extended his tenure by 3 months until the 26th of June by way of a special Gazette notification dated the 6th of April. Thus, the position of IGP was said to be vacant since the end of Wickramaratne's tenure on the 26th of June. Senior Deputy Inspector Generals of Police Deshabandhu Tennakone, Nilantha Jayawardena, Lalit Pathinayaka, Priyantha Veerasurya and Ajit Rohana were reportedly among the nominations for the top post of the police force. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
A comprehensive banking services package with a branded checkbook as well as debit and credit card exclusively for you.
The Minister of Transport, Highways and Mass Media, Bandula Gunawardena, has commented on the implementation of the Port Access Elevated Highway project, highlighting that 30% of the project is yet to be completed. He stated that the project is expected to be concluded by the end of September next year. Addressing a media briefing yesterday, the Minister further added that an expenditure of $60.2 million will have to be incurred by the government to conclude the entire project. A special inspection tour of the Port Access Elevated Highway project was led by the Minister along with a group of Chinese stakeholders involved in the project. The relevant project was commenced in 2019 to alleviate traffic congestion in the densely populated areas of Colombo, to improve last-mile connectivity from the country's expressway network to the international port in Colombo, to provide better logistics services for freight operations and to facilitate regional trade. The project includes the construction of an elevated toll highway spanning approximately 5.3 kilometers between the new Kalani Bridge and Golface in Colombo, which aims to provide a direct link to the city centre and the port from the Colombo-Kotanayak Expressway via the new Kalani Bridge. The Port Access Highway project was originally scheduled to be concluded in 2023, however delays occurred due to the fallout of the economic crisis in the country last year. The Secretary to the President, Saman Ekanayak, has requested to return the coats of arms with archaeological value that belonged to Sri Lanka's former governors and past presidents, which were lost during the protests between the 9th of July and the 14th of July 2022. He requests that they be returned by the 31st of July 2023. During the occupation of the Colombo Fort Presidential Palace by protesters from the 9th to the 14th of July 2022, various valuable artifacts and archaeological items went missing, including coats of arms associated with former governors and presidents of Sri Lanka, the PMD mentions. Ekanayak has emphasized that retaining possession of these official insignia beyond the specified period will result in legal consequences, as the unlawful possession of state property is a punishable offence. If anyone has information pertaining to these missing items, the President's Secretary kindly requests that the Presidential Secretariat be contacted via the telephone number 0112 354 354, adding that the public's assistance is crucial in locating these coats of arms of significant national importance, and their assistance is deeply appreciated, according to the PMD. Once again, if anyone has information pertaining to these missing items, the President's Secretary kindly requests that the Presidential Secretariat be contacted via the telephone number 0112 354 354, adding that the public's assistance is crucial in locating these coats of arms of significant national importance, and their assistance is deeply appreciated, according to the PMD.
Elevate your life with People's Bank Excelsior. A comprehensive banking services package with a branded checkbook as well as debit and credit card exclusively for you.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
State Minister of Finance Shehan Sema Singh advises all applicants whose names were not included in the list of Aswasuma beneficiaries to file appeals before the 10th of July, that's today. Based on the re-scrutiny appeal process, a final list of deserving applicants will be compiled. The State Minister points out that this problematic situation has arisen as certain parties attempt to satisfy their political needs by giving the Aswasuma program, which was created to aid those in need of economic stability, a political facade. The list of names that has been made public is by no means the final list, the State Minister emphasized.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
And now in Watchlight, the number of deaths attributed to dengue in the country has risen to 32. The National Dengue Control Unit reported a total of 51,298 dengue cases during 2023. The highest number of patients were recorded in the Western Province, with 11,206 cases reported in the Gampaha district alone. Within the last 8 days of July, 1,978 new dengue cases have been reported, according to the National Dengue Control Unit. It has been reported that 43 PHI divisions designated as dengue high-risk zones prevail. Meanwhile, the Association of Public Health Inspectors express concerns over the lack of implementation of the Prevention of Mosquito Breeding Act No. 11 of 2007. The Treasurer of the Association, Roshan Kumara, highlights that despite 16 years since the passing of the Act, no officers have been appointed to oversee the relevant processes. That came to you in Watchlight. In world news headlines. Joe Biden lands in the UK to meet Sunak amid concern over Ukraine cluster bombs. France bans buying fireworks for Bastille Day after riots. Migrant boat from Senegal carrying 200 people missing off the Canary Islands. The US President Joe Biden has landed in the UK ahead of a NATO summit in Lithuania later this week, which comes after several allies questioned his call to send cluster bombs to Ukraine. The UK and Canada are among those who voiced concern about supplying the bombs, which are widely banned because of the danger they pose to civilians. The US says they are needed because Ukraine's weapon stocks are dwindling. The presidential plane touched down at Stansted Airport on Sunday evening. France has banned the sale, possession and transport of all fireworks during the upcoming Bastille Day festivities. The government issued a decree on Sunday prohibiting pyrotechnic articles for the 14th of July, celebrations that mark France's National Day. The move comes after rioting sparked by last month's police killing of a 17-year-old Nahel M. by police in Nanterre. However, the ban does not apply to official firework displays organized by local authorities. Spanish rescuers are searching waters off the Canary Islands for a boat carrying at least 200 African migrants who went missing more than a week ago. The aid group Walking Borders says the fishing boat sailed from Cafetin, a coastal town in southern Senegal that is roughly 1,700 kilometers from Tenerife. The group says many children are on board, Spain's FN news agency reports. And now the main points of the World News segment once again. Joe Biden lands in the UK to meet Sunak amid concern of Ukraine cluster bombs. France bans buying fireworks for Bastille Day after riots. Migrant boat from Senegal carrying 200 people missing off the Canary Islands.
Development News.
Reaffirming its commitment to further enhancing its 5G application ecosystem in Sri Lanka, SLT Mobitel, the national ICT solutions provider, recently partnered with Pristine Innovations Private Limited, one of the leading IT and ERP solution providers, to create a platform enabling 5G-based low-latency application developments in Sri Lanka. The collaboration has established a networking platform for ecosystem partners to gain insights on 5G technology and its capabilities, digitization prospects, and promote co-innovation by encouraging the use of 5G technology. Local industries in the nation are expected to benefit from this collaboration.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life ekේ change eකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැ කරන්න youth eකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
DFCC Leasing, a unit of DSCC Bank PLC and Ideal Motors, the sole authorized dealer for Mahindra Automotive Products in Sri Lanka, recently announced a landmark partnership to enable customers to enjoy exclusive leasing promotions aimed at delivering exceptional value. An MOU was signed between these two reputed and respected institutions, paving the way for an exciting partnership that combines the unparalleled leasing expertise of DSCC Leasing with high-quality vehicle offerings from Ideal Motors. Leveraging their collective strengths and expertise, DFCC Leasing and Ideal aims to provide customers with a seamless modern leasing experience and unbeatable value.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life ekේ change eකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැ කරන්න youth eකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
And now in sports news. Sri Lanka won the duel between the two World Cup qualifiers yesterday, thrashing the Netherlands by 128 runs in the final of the tournament in Harare. The Dutch did well to skittle the Sri Lankans out for just 233 inside 48 overs after Dutch captain Scott Edwards won the toss and put them into bat. However, the Dutch were never in the hunt after being reduced to 39 for 3. Man of the match Dilshan Madhushankar taking 3 of the wickets as they collapsed to 105 all out in just over 23 overs. The Netherlands could not stand in front of Sri Lanka's bowling as they were all out out for just 105 runs. Only 3 Dutch batters managed to score into double figures. Sri Lankan coach Chris Silverwood was beaming after his side achieved all the targets set for them. The 48-year-old Englishman said the confidence gained from the tournament would serve them well for the sport's quadrennial showcase, which gets underway in India on the 5th of October. Meanwhile, in rugby, inter-school matches, St. Joseph's College had a field day when they handed off Kingswood College 48-15 in their under-19 schools rugby league encounter, which concluded at the Trinity College Rugby Stadium in Pallekele. At the short breath, Joes led 24-10. Joes drew first blood in the 3rd minute of the game through a try by skipper Naveen Marasinghe. 8 minutes later, Jehan Attukorala crashed through for their second try. 2 back-to-back tries by Randeep and Nanjaya and Attukorala took them 24, ensuring a bonus point.